Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ursula de Cruz. Welcome to the podcast Career Conversations. The aim of the show is to help students choose from different career options. Today's show is about careers in voice acting, and I'm joined today by Mr. Francois Castellino. Mr. Francois Castellino is a voice actor based in India. He's a voice acting professional with many years of experience and has been nominated and awarded the National President's Award for the voiceover in the documentary The Lion of Ladakh for Best Voice Artist in India for 2018. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Castellino.
Thank you, Asim. Pleasure being here.
Without further ado, let's take a deep dive in today's topic. So, Mr. Castellino, what would someone in your profession generally do?
My day starts as a voice actor. So I normally go from studio to studio, recording different commercials, audiovisuals, channel promos for different channels here in Mumbai. It all depends who calls me, the producer or the director, when they call me to different studios to voice for their different projects. So it starts off by 10 o'clock in the morning, and then maybe it may go on till 11, 12 in the night. There's no definite timing. As a freelancer, my timings vary. So sometimes there's work today, there may be no work tomorrow. But day after, I'll be chock-a-block the whole day. So it's very erratic, the timings. But yes, that's the way it goes. And I am my own boss. So as a freelancer, I get to choose projects that I'm interested in, that is within my budget, and can pay me what I charge, and I take it from there. Yeah,
I'm sure it must be real nice to be your own boss and choose everything and decide on your own terms. And what made you decide to pursue this particular profession?
I come from a business background. So my family business is horticulture, plants. So we basically lay out gardens for companies, for private organizations on a contract basis. But I didn't choose to follow that path because I have, this love for theater, for acting, for voice acting, for singing. So I basically joined this industry through my sister. She got me into the line. And it's been now over 30 years that I'm in this line, in this career. It's not been easy. And, I right through these 30 years, I've lived a freelancer's life. It's been difficult because you're on call, basically. You don't get a fixed salary at the end of the month. So when you're on call, it's that call that basically determines that whether you get the job or not, and whether you fit the description of the voice that they're looking out for. So initially, yes, there is that insecurity to, get that, feeling of that, okay, I'm going to get this job if I get the call. But over time, you get used to it, and, you basically, kind of blend into the whole thing. So, yeah. So through my sister, I gotten through in this industry. So, yeah.
I'm certainly sure that it must be a roller coaster feeling experience.
Oh yes, it was, and it still is. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, especially what happened when COVID hit. There was no work, and literally after 4 months, I got my first job, and I had to work from home, record stuff, do what engineers do in a studio, record myself, edit, and then send it to the client via email. So it was a tough decision at that time to work from home, but I had no choice. I had to do it.
Yeah. Yes. And what choice of subjects did you do in college to enable you to get into this particular profession?
The subjects that I chose in college had no direct connection or bearing to what I'm doing today. So I did subjects like history and ancient Indian culture, which obviously does not help directly or indirectly, rather than bettering my history knowledge. But it was completely just the opposite. I mean, voicing is just the opposite of that. And slowly through theater, I got into the industry. But the subjects really never did help me in choosing my vocation. So yeah.
And how did your working career progress?
Oh, so what happened was my sister kind of started getting me the work in because I was not known in the industry, and she had already 10 years of experience. So through her friends who were voice coordinators, through her friends who were producers, I slowly got a little foothold into the industry, just saying one word here, one sentence there, maybe a couple of lines in an ad. So slowly but surely, I started getting recognized. I started getting called by producers, and the work started trickling in. But still, being a new voice, it took me about 2 or 3 years to get some kind of foothold into the industry. So yes, it took some time, but after 3 years, there was that regular, kind of semblance of work coming in, and then it was much better. Eventually, I had to really look out for work and go and put myself out there and get the work coming in.
I'm sure the hard work must have paid off.
Oh yes, it has.
And what would you say is the necessary expertise or the most critical skill for someone to have within this field?
Uh, Firstly, you need to have talent. Without the talent for voice acting, you cannot voice act. Because voice acting is all about emoting, bringing out the character, bringing out the life into the script that the client has entrusted you with. So you bring the script to life. You sell their product. Yeah. So basic understanding of the script, the content in the script, who are you directing the script to, the target audience, whether it's children, whether it's middle-aged people, whether it's elderly, whether it's, the youth. So accordingly, you have got to bring out, the feeling, the emotion. So voice acting is very important. So you should be able to voice act. You need to have the talent. Yes, you can get yourself trained because nowadays there are teachers, there are trainers. I also train myself. I just started training. It's about 9 years now since I've been training. So you need to have that skill to be able to emote. So what you do with your voice, how you voice act, that is very important. And the discipline to take that forward, to practice, to keep improving your craft. So yes, voice acting is the important skill to have for this profession.
And if someone were keen to go into this field, what words of advice would you give them?
I would say get training first of all. Okay, there's yeah, you may have a background in theater, which I also had, but I learned on the job. Because in those days there were not many teachers, not many good teachers rather. So I was literally thrown in the fire and said, "Go learn." Learn on the job and pick up the skill. So I learned with each passing session. I learned, and I realized what I needed to do. I had a lot of information that I took back home after every recording and made my notes and improved upon it, especially lip sync, where I lend my voice for a character on screen, how to match my dialogue along with the lip movements. So all that took time. But today it's not really the same. There are quite a few people who teach. So I would suggest any newcomer who's interested, and especially if they have the passion and interest for voicing, this is the industry for you because it can really give you a lot of work, especially if you're very good. You get the cream of the work, the best brands, the big institutions to voice for the audiovisuals. So get training. Yeah, after you get training, make a good demo, okay, for yourself of all the training that you've gone through. Then go out and share your voice samples, your demo samples to different producers, to voice coordinators, so they know that you exist. And then after that, you got to keep practicing because practice is key. The more you practice, the better you get. So practice makes perfect. So you need to practice. You need to put in that hard work every day, diligently and religiously and in a very disciplined manner. Once you do that, then there's no, it's all the way up, success all the way. So yes, hard work and discipline and patience and perseverance. These are the ingredients you need to be a successful voice actor.
On behalf of the viewers, I'm 100% certain they would have found that really helpful. And my final question is, if you don't mind, for our viewers, could you please do a
Sure.
voice of a famous character to whom you may have given your voice to?
Okay. Famous character. Well, so far I have not given my voice to any famous character. Uh, but I can do an imitation, a decent imitation of Marlon Brando. So yeah, I can do that. This is from The Godfather, obviously. This is the most famous one, where that one of his community people come to him for help. So he's sitting there on his desk, and he says this: "I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. You come to me for help, and then you spit on me. It's just a bit." Not that, not entirely 100%, but kind of close. Yeah.
I'm certain the viewers would have definitely enjoyed that. And thank you, Mr. Castellino, for your time.
You're most welcome.
And thank
It
you for
was a
the
pleasure.
viewers. And thank you for the viewers for watching. Have a good day.
Thank you.